Guys, here are 5 things you should know when it's time to exit the relationship. Number 1, she doesn't let you lead. She doesn't give you the authority in the relationship, and she's constantly challenging you every step of the way. In her mind, she's telling herself, like, I could do better than you. I'm here and you're there, and I'm just simply higher than you. Number 2, she doesn't do nice things for you. You know, women, they're nice and nurturing. They're caring for the man that they love. And if your woman's not doing nice things for you, she's simply not really caring. I hate you. And if she doesn't care about the relationship, she doesn't like you. She thinks like, I can do better than this guy. I can do better than you.
Come on, folks, we can do better.
I once had a girlfriend who didn't nurture me and didn't help me, didn't do things for me. And she would just lay in bed all day, mostly. And she'd be on YouTube and she would be like ordering me around, like, go clean the dishes and go buy me food at the Andux and go do things for me. And she was a princess. And this woman, I asked her, like, why do you do this? Why do you not care for me? And she says, you don't pay me money. So when a woman tells you that you have to pay her money for her to care and nurture you, you know that woman doesn't really care about you.
I don't care.
Guys, if this ever happens to you, it's a sign that you should end that relationship. The woman doesn't care about you. She's thinking like, I'm riding other guys and I can do better than you. So go ahead and end that relationship before she ends the relationship first.
And number 3, she doesn't tell you that you're good for her.
If your woman is into you, she begins to tell herself like, how did I get so lucky to be with you? And she doesn't want to lose you at all.
I don't want to lose you.
If your woman never says or shows that she's lucky to be with you, that woman may be beginning to show signs that she's losing interest in you. Tip number 4, her family becomes more important than you. At first, she mentioned her family. Now suddenly her mother needs her father needs her brothers and sisters need her, everybody needs her, and she's paying so close attention to whatever her family says.
Pay attention to Ma.
Guys, I hate to say this, but this is a mask.
Okay.
Of her showing like she's losing interest in you.
It's party time. It's party time.
At first it was you and her, and now the family comes in. The family becomes more important than what you and her are about. And the family takes precedence. You know, I had a girlfriend once, and that happened to her. You know, we were doing really great together, and suddenly she started texting her family. We didn't have a cell phone. This was years ago. And then her family started controlling her. They started telling her what to do. This is in the Philippines.
Oh, come, all ye faithful. Oh, come, all ye faithful.
And then suddenly her family took over, and I built a house for me and her family said, break up with Brian, let's take that house. And her family started controlling everything. And the woman, she started following what her mom and dad said, and she stopped following my lead and became a puppet for her family. She doesn't sound like herself anymore, and you're like wondering, like, who's in this girl's ear? Who's talking to her? And that's a sign that this woman, she's losing interest in you. When other people become more important in your relationship, you and her, that's a sign that she's losing interest. Families in the Philippines do that all the time to the girls. They get in the girl's ear and they start twisting that girl. That girl needs a leader. She needs someone to lead her. And the girl, she starts following her family. You may ask yourself, why is this girl doing this? Why is she just following and listening to her family? Because her family's becoming more and more important to her, and you're becoming less and less important to her. So that's a clear sign, guys, that that relationship doesn't have a long time to last. And it's a time that you might start thinking it's time to exit that relationship. Just remember, guys, women need a leader. They want you to be the leader. And when they're not listening to you, that's a clear sign that something's wrong in that relationship. Because all women, they need a guy to lead them, to guide them. That's just the nature of women. And when you're not the leader and somebody else takes control of that leadership, and that woman, she's definitely losing interest in you. And it's a clear sign that things are going down. In a sense, it's your responsibility to be that leader, to tell that woman, like, you're the boss here, that you can communicate back and forth and you can have an equal relationship. I'm not saying you're the boss, but the woman must look up to you. She must look up to you as a leader. And when that woman fails to look up to you and looks to other people like her family and others, her friends, that means that you're not important to her. Guys, number 5 things to look for when the relationship's not doing so well is that your woman becomes more and more moody. She becomes more and more hot and cold. Yes, it's true that women are emotional, but at the same time, women, they know how to control their emotions. There is simply no excuse for your woman to argue and to act more erratic, and that's just a clear sign that things are starting to change. Things are starting to go bad. Because a woman, if she acts that way, you know she's not in fear of losing you. However, on the other hand, if she's pleasant, she's kind, and she's good to you, nurturing, you know that woman is afraid of losing you. At the beginning of most relationships, the woman, she's into that relationship and she's caring and she's nurturing that relationship. However, when that nurturing changes and she begins to not be pleasant with you, you know that things are starting to go down. I believe all women, they know how to behave. However, when that woman and that behavior changes, you know that the person is not looking up to you. She's looking down at you. When any woman looks down at you, she's definitely checked out or checking out. And you know that woman, when she checks out, you know that relationship has a very short timeline. That relationship is just about over. Guys, if your woman does any of these 5 things, you know that it's a serious issue and you should discuss that with that woman. You should tell her what you really feel and discuss that and see what she thinks. And if she doesn't respect you or she doesn't believe what you're saying, it's time for you to end that relationship. Thank you so much. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next video.